like, there was no reason. I can't get in my head what just happened. Other than the fact I just crashed the dealer's bike and there's $2,500 jumping in my head. Good morning, MC Procrastinator here. Hope you guys are all doing well. This video is all about my thoughts with regards to the Ducati 899 accident. I'll put the video in the description below, have a look at it and then come back. First off, right, I was really lucky. When we say it was an accident, in the big scale of some of the accidents out on YouTube, there is just no comparison, right? Other than my ego and the cost of the motorcycle repair, I was quite lucky. But there were a couple of things I could have done differently, and there were a couple of things that I definitely learned. And let's kind of go through the stages of going on the test ride, some of the things that prompted me where I made assumptions and mistakes, and right up to the end and what my thoughts are about all these, and yeah, then we'll wind things up. So, first thing, I'm in the dealer, sitting down, first thing you get, takes his driver's license, and you know, you have like a form there, blah 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 blah, crash the motorcycle, yeah, $2,500. So the first thing you think, well, wait a minute. Right. I'm not going to crash the motorcycle. One, if I'm going to do anything stupid, I ain't do something stupid on a test ride. You might be different from me, that's fine, but for me, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to crash a bike, full stop. I'm definitely going to take it easy because I don't know it, and yeah, $2,500 excess, that's pretty much unlikely, but it still puts the shits up you because it's $2,500. And then, you know, I kind of signed that off and thought, I said a cheeky thing to the salesman, probably jinxed me from the start. I said, hey mate, you know, if I did come off or did crash, honestly, I got my own motorcycle insurance, I just claim off that, which is a $500 excess. Win-win situation right there, yep. No, but we'll come to that. Anyway, you jump on a bike, talk to the salesman, I ask him, hey, is there anything I need to know about this bike, blah, 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 and he goes, no, not really, just check the fuel, yeah, fuel's all good. Jump on a bike, half an hour later, forward half an hour later, you know, you get that moment, which you can see, coming into the roundabout, leaning over, slide. Like, honestly, in that moment, I swear to God, there was about a second to 2 seconds, it might even be less, I don't know, it was about a second, 2 seconds of just, like, what the fuck is going on? Really, like, it was like silence, peaceful, other than a of the bike going round, and then it was like, what the f***? And you see me getting up, like, what the f***? Right? Because I swear to God, it was like, there was no reason. I can't get in my head what just happened. Other than the fact I just crashed the dealer's bike and there's $2,500 jumping in my head, right? It was like, literally somebody just went, front wheel with a polystyrene sheet, whoo, down, right? Bullshit, it was insane. Honest to God, I could have laid crap out of that bike for doing that to me. You know, it let me down. And I, you know, in my head, I've got my Honda CBR, would never have done that shit to me. And it's like you want to talk to the bike saying, hey buddy, my other bike wouldn't have done that. You know, it's bullshit. Anyway, right, I was lucky, right? So, it was a low slide crash. First time crash ever. To be absolutely honest with you, I was really lucky. If you could ever want a perfect crash, if there's such a thing, it really was the perfect crash, right? So that's a great point. And then there's the gear aspect of things. I don't have the most amazing gear. I have textile gears. I have a Joe Rocket back protector, which is like $230. I imported from the States. And honestly, I didn't have any aches or pains afterwards, other than a bit of a sore back the next day, you know, from kind of like twisting and stuff, right? But my gear definitely helped me. And bearing in mind, I only probably went down about 25, 30 kilometers an hour, so it wasn't fast. However, I think about all the times that I went round the block on the bike just in my jeans and like a jacket. You know, never done it in a t-shirt, always at least put my jacket on, right? But it just goes to show, I couldn't have done anything with that diesel on that road. That could have happened anywhere, at any time. So, I definitely learned one thing, and that is, I'll be making sure I always wear my gear, because, at least in the events of, you know, accidents, it's going to give you at least some good form of protection. Right, damage to the bike. Damaged the bike. I'm just going to use my lovely bike. Here she is. We're going to use her as a presented showcase. Front brake lever. Then there's the lower shocks. The big bolt there was kind of grazed away, and then it was like the engine casing cover. It's like scraped. So lucky. Like I mean, I don't know how this happened, but the actual fairing of the bike was absolutely unblemished. There was a very, very light little scratch on one of the mirrors, and afterwards the mechanic showed me the stock has like some kind of locking mechanism in it when it turns round to stop it going too far, and that was broken. Overall, costs are somewhere between $2,500 to $3,000. That's pretty much my excess right there. Now remember when we said earlier on I thought I could claim off my motorcycle insurance, which would have also been great, because guess what? My motorcycle insurance covered all my gear. Because even though my gear made it through, I'll show some pictures up here of both the bike and the gear. Basically, on the right hand side, you see it in the images, there's kind of like a, it's not going all the way through, but yeah, look, at the end of the day, the gear needs replaced. So I'll show you that. So again, lucky, right? So back to the insurance excess. I've got, well, in my head, I'm going to use my own motorcycle insurance. So I phone my motorcycle company because I'm thinking I've got my gear covered. Actually, that's one good point. I kept finding different things on my gear, but wow, in like 5 minutes, to be like, oh, look at this, there's a big hole here. Oh, look at this, didn't see that. Oh, wow, look at this. It's like kind of insane. You know, I'm kind of glad it wasn't my body going, oh my God, I have a scar here on my ass. Oh no, I got a big scar on my elbow. Oh shit, I better get myself to the hospital. I was kind of lucky, right? Didn't need to do that. So the insurance, on the call to the insurance company and say, hey look, I've just screwed up and I have crashed the bike. It's not my fault, I hit diesel. So it's not my fault, I'm just getting out there. I've got a video to prove it. It's not my fault. Just saying. So that you know it's not my fault. Because you want to say that, right? You don't want the insurance company to go, oh, it's not your fault. It's no problem there. Just send the details over and we'll sort you out. And they went, oh, you're riding another bike? Oh no, we only insure your bike. Ha, hold on a minute, right? Remember that conversation like 6 months ago? We had talked and I said, hey, does that cover me to ride any other bike? And they went, no, I don't remember that conversation, but let's just check my documentation and the underwriter. That clearly states that we only cover the bike and anybody else to ride the bike. So there's the problem there. Got a Scotsman that phones up, thinks he's clarifying something, and they clarify something completely different. I go, yay. Mistake number one was not the clarification over the telephone. Mistake number one was not reading the friggin' documentation afterwards. When they say check it, the name and address matches, the bike matches, blah blah blah. Great, stop there. Mistake. I should have checked. So pretty much in New Zealand, it might be different other places, but at the end of the day, the point is just to check your insurance, right? Is that the motorcycle is covered, and the rider is covered while they're riding that motorcycle. And if they're not on the motorcycle's covered against, you know, loss, damage, stolen, etc., etc. And then if anybody else jumps on that motorcycle and they have a valid license and it's registered and warranted, they're covered. The excess might go up depending on their age, but they're covered, right? That's good. But it's completely useless to me because I thought I could ride any other motorcycle. Kind of like car insurance, right? You know, you jump in a car, you jump in somebody else's car and you're covered. Makes me want to check that shit right there. So, that's a hard lesson. So really speaking, now I'm in this wank-stain situation where I haven't bought a bike. I decided I'm not going to buy the 899 because I'd really be trying to negotiate some kind of deal because I crashed the bike and accommodate up that $2,500, but I love the look of it. I didn't really like ride it enough. And I now have $2,500 that burned. I've tried to justify it in my mind, and my wife just said, no, you burned it. And I'm like, no, well, it's really like I've traded my bike in and got the trade price instead of what I might have got when I sold it privately. Now she says you just burned it. Great, thanks for the support. Right, that sucks. So, long and short of it, I've learned a big lesson. Wear my gear all the time. Check your motorcycle insurance. Always be prepared to pay for whatever could happen. That's life. Be safe and enjoy motorcycle riding to its maximum. For now, MC Procrastinator out.